It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds.
I painted a picture of a heart and I said, "We love you."
A painted picture to convey a message her tiny body can hardly comprehend.
I drew that 10 people would die.
For young ones, this week's tragedy creates tough conversations, but also allows for messages of compassion.
You can also take your sad feelings or energy into action, and that's often very helpful for people.
And those lessons can be used for adults as well.
My heart is breaking in so many different places at one time that it's hard to really process it all.
Businesses around that King Soopers are finding it hard to move forward, but they're doing what they can to remain a backbone for the community.
I hope that it shows that we're here for each other, we're here together, and in particular the businesses, that we're here for the community.
Plus, Johnson & Johnson prepares to ship a big dose of its vaccine next week, as Pfizer and Moderna begin testing on younger children.
Getting kids vaccinated is going to be a really important part of getting to herd immunity and really putting this pandemic behind us.
And coming up later, a new proposal to prevent shelters from euthanizing perfectly healthy pets.
There's nothing that prior to this legislation, there's nothing that mandates that a healthy and an adoptable animal gets adopted instead of euthanized.
Good Friday evening, and thank you for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. Monday's tragic shooting has left an impact on all of us. Many of us are still trying to comprehend why it happened, and most will never be able to. As much of an impact as the shooting has on adults, it's having an equal impact on children. Denver7's Addie Guajardo joins us live. Addie, you spoke with children at the memorial today, paying their respects.
Jessica, over the last few days, I've seen toddlers and children clutching the hands of their parents at this growing memorial outside of King Soopers. And to my surprise, those young ones knew exactly the tragedy that happened inside. I spoke with a child therapist who says these conversations are important, but it's vital to know how much information to reveal. It's a reality gripping the lives of adults and children. Children of all ages brought to the growing memorial outside King Soopers. Geraldine brought her 7-year-old daughter, Rosie.
I painted a picture of a heart and I said, "We love you."
She knows the faces of the 10 people who tragically lost their lives.
I drew that 10 people would die.
And the sadness it brings.
And I gave this ribbon.
It's why she chose to spread
love.
I think in this day and age, we just never know what's going to happen. And I think this brings awareness to the concept that we need to educate.
Cassandra also told her 5-year-old daughter, Cadence, what happened.
People died from a gun.
She wants her daughter to understand empathy and that someone made a bad decision.
So I don't think there's really a right or wrong.
Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, a child therapist, says the key is talking to kids about the tragedy based on their age group and suggests keeping the information general and not exposing children to graphic images.
There was somebody who was very sick in the head, and unfortunately he, killed or shot other people, and we are all very sad about this.
Sadness can also be transformed.
You can also take your sad feelings or energy into action, and that's often very helpful for people.
At this memorial, kids dropped off flowers and drew pictures hanging on the fence.
And how much remembrance we have all around our community.
Yeah.
And how special that is.
Yeah.
In a day and age where information is available at your fingertips, Dr. Ziegler says talking about the tragedy helps parents balance the information their child hears at school or reads online.
For me, it's teaching the value of life and the loss of life, and that we need to embrace our families.
Now, Dr. Ziegler says kids just need love to feel the community support and feel safe. She says they're resilient and will rebound if adults are mindful of their conversations in the next coming weeks and months. Reporting live in Boulder, Addie Guajardo, Denver 7.
It's definitely a sensitive topic. Thank you, Addie. Tomorrow, the city of Boulder is encouraging you to join a collective moment of silence for the victims, and you can do it from home. The event is called 10 Together. At 8 p.m. tomorrow night, you're asked to step outside and take 10 slow breaths, followed by 10 minutes of silence. Each breath and each minute will honor the Coloradans we lost this week. You can also put a candle or light your porch light on your front window. AT&T is opening its Text to Give program, creating yet another easy way for you to donate to the victims and survivors of this week's tragedy. You can text Colorado to 20222 to make a one-time donation of $20. The money will go directly to the Colorado Healing Fund. The program is open to everyone, even those with different carriers like Verizon. People from all walks of life continue to pay their respects at the memorial outside the Boulder King Soopers, and businesses in the area are trying to find ways to heal too. Some hid shoppers who ran to safety. Now they want the community to know they stand with all of us. Here's Denver 7's Patrick Perez.
It's hard to put into words what happened Monday in Boulder.
My heart is breaking in so many different places at one time that it's hard to really process it all.
For years, Abo's Pizza South has been the place to get a good slice.
It is the local pizza shop. It is a pillar, in a sense, of the community.
Monday afternoon, it became a hiding place.
At one point, they were letting people in to shelter and then had to stop doing that because there was so much confusion based on the situation.
Like so many of us, owner Tyler Porritt has had a hard time processing his feelings.
Right now, I have a hard time seeing going back to normal. I don't accept that anymore. I can't keep seeing things like this. We need to change. We need to do something.
Tyler says it's the community's support that set off a chain reaction of kindness. When a mom and her two daughters dropped off flowers, it moved him to visit neighboring businesses and drop off some free pizza.
How this situation can just kind of send ripples throughout your entire life.
Tinker Art Studio is also giving back in the best way it knows how.
There's something really cathartic about making art.
Christy Hubley and her team started making these Boulder Strong signs Thursday afternoon.
It felt like something that was within our wheelhouse as an art studio, something we could give.
She's passed them out to businesses like Abo's and placed a bucket of them at the memorial for anyone who'd like one.
And I hope that it shows that we're here for each other, we're here together. And in particular, the businesses that were here for the community.
It will take time for this community to heal, but it's clear they will thanks to their collective strength and kindness. In Boulder, I'm Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
Tonight, the question we all want the answer to is why? Why that King Soopers? Why on that day? Why was the suspect on a mission to kill? Today, District Attorney Michael Doherty says, unfortunately, we still don't have those answers, but he promised he will do everything to get our community answers.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their loved ones, and this community during the difficult time that we're all going through, and we are committed to ensuring that justice is done for each and every one of the victims and for their loved ones.
Today, we also learned a Boulder police officer who exchanged gunfire with the suspect is on administrative leave, which is protocol for any officer involved in a shooting. That officer wasn't hurt. We also learned the suspect will face additional attempted murder charges in the coming weeks for the shots fired towards responding officers. All week long, we've been uncovering the stories of Coloradans whose lives were tragically cut short. We also have a deeper look at the ongoing investigation. You can catch all of our coverage right now on the denverchannel.com and on our Denver 7 apps for Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Mass COVID vaccination sites across the state will be open this weekend. Our state should have 1 million people fully vaccinated by next week. Today, Johnson & Johnson announced it is on track to send out another 11 million doses next week. But it comes as some states are letting their guard down too soon. Here's ABC's Marcy Gonzalez.
Today, health officials warning about alarming trends in this country. The average number of new cases growing by at least 10% in 20 states. The number of hospitalizations up 2.
I remain deeply concerned about this trajectory. If we don't control things now, there is a real potential for the epidemic curve to soar again. We can turn this around, but it will take all of us working together.
Adding to concerns, scenes like this in Miami Beach, spring breakers not social distancing or wearing masks crowding the city. Police now enforcing an 8 p.m. curfew.
City of Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency.
Florida is one of a growing number of states announcing it's expanding vaccine eligibility to all adults as President Biden doubles his original vaccination goal, now aiming to have 200 million shots given in his first 100 days in office. With more than 33% of American adults already receiving at least one dose, the focus now also turning to children.
You're going to count for me, okay?
2, 3.
Pfizer and Moderna now testing their vaccines on children as young as 5 years old.
5, 6, 7.
All done.
Kids don't get as sick as adults. Some of them do get sick, and we want to protect them. And so getting kids vaccinated is going to be a really important part of getting to herd immunity and really putting this pandemic behind us.
Pfizer's also evaluating its vaccine on 12 to 15-year-olds, hoping to have it authorized for use by the start of next school year. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We give animals a second chance at life.
No-kill shelters make sure pets in Colorado aren't euthanized, but there's no law making it mandatory.
There's nothing that mandates that a healthy and an adoptable animal gets adopted instead of euthanized.
Now lawmakers are working to change that.
Rain and snow expected for the Front Range tonight. Coming up, I'll let you know what your weekend forecast looks like.
And coming up later, America is in a jobs hole from the pandemic, and it could take some time before we're out of it.
It takes more time, to have a business get formed, built, happen, hire people. So it's not going to happen overnight.